Yes, we are live. Lovely. Before we get started, as we get warmed up, you know what? I'm gonna be trash. I've got my cinnamon roll to finish. I'm gonna sit and eat my sugary pastry while we get started, or at least some of it. How is everyone doing today? I'm sniffly with hay fever and a lot of dust having been kicked up as a result of building work. So that's fun. And I'm warm and sleepy. I've had a late night doing Dice Funk and then an early morning being up for building work. But I'm here. And I've reassembled my office enough that I can stream tonight. So that's an achievement. Yeah, my office is not quite put back together. There's at least one set of shelves and one big box of things still in the other room, and I haven't, like, reassembled the office yet, but I made a corner where desks can exist. Oh, you know what, let's try some of these trials, because I've not really tried getting good at these trials. I've got to beat Oceanius.
This loadout's worth a shot.
Let's force myself to actually use things that aren't my usual build.
Transported me.
Oh, I only have to do Oceanius, not up to and past. Terrace Cassie says, has anyone made a Hades nuts joke yet? No, I'm honestly surprised you're the first. Oh, Hades nuts. Oh. You sure did get me. Oh, I've got to remember how this weapon works now. Oh, my slowdown time card isn't active for this. I see. Okay, I just have to do this raw. Okay.
Those spouts again.
I do need to put more time into these little daggers. They are the closest thing this game has to the Gilgamesh fists that I was really into. But without something like the Dionysus boon to, like, proc off it. Like, I feel like fire's the way to go if I'm gonna try. Oh, I can't do rerolls, I guess. Okay. Hey, Thimba. I finished Zone of the Enders yesterday afternoon. Have you played it? Yes, I have. A long time ago. I remember it fondly. I remember very little of what actually occurred.
Let's get them, Monty.
I'm gonna stick with this because I want fire on my regular attack if I can. My apologies, I'm having to deal with the fact I'm very sniffly today. Apologies. Apparently having the floorboards of the office torn up has kicked up some dust, it would seem. Timber! So, I want to be really clear, I've seen so much misreporting on this accessibility controller Xbox story. Xbox did not make that accessibility controller. A small company in Ireland, I believe, has been working on this accessibility controller for a couple of years. What Xbox's involvement in this seems to be is we approved this third-party peripheral to be an official third-party peripheral, meaning that next time we go, all of your unlicensed third-party things are being banned. This one won't get banned. It went through the approval process to be an official third-party controller. It is not an Xbox created or manufactured controller in any way. It is something that they approved, and I'm gonna be really honest, they approved it and announced it on Global Accessibility Awareness Day to try and give themselves back brownie points and to try and distract from everyone being upset about them banning use of third-party peripherals. Because if you go look at the press release, they go, yes, this controller went through our third-party approval process. If you'd like your controller to be considered for the third-party approval process, apply for that. This is us addressing people's concerns about lack of third-party controller support. Like, this is a damage control move of Xbox taking credit for a thing some other company made. It's... Why is it $300? Because it's an expensive, bespoke, small-run accessibility controller with a lot of weird custom parts. Like, here's the surprise. Accessibility controllers are fucking expensive. Like, sure, the Xbox adapting controller's like 75 quid. That's great. Microsoft actually produced it, and it's basically one slab and 2 buttons and a bunch of ports. If you are shocked to hear 300, here's the surprise. Welcome to the landscape of anything that isn't a Microsoft or Xbox first-party mass-produced thing, or any accessibility controller prior to about 4 years ago. Like, the Hori Flex on Switch is like 200. I'm not surprised to see this price. Yay, disability tax. They partnered with them in as much as, like, any official third-party, like an Afterglow controller is technically partnered with Xbox, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, to be clear, I am super fascinated by this controller. I am desperately curious about it. The price is prohibitive, and that is the story of so much with accessibility tech. Thimba, yeah, more Hades. I was going to play some other stuff that, like, I wanted to check out. I was going to maybe check out the start of Animal Well. I was going to maybe play a bit more Another Crab's Treasure. But I'm sleepy and overheated and ill and tired and sniffly, and I was like, I want something comfort. I want something I know inside and out. Screw it. Because, for anyone who's unaware, I spent like the last 2 days tearing apart my office so that the floorboards could be taken up and like electrical work done, only to have to come back in and rebuild my office while trying to do my regular work week, so I'm real sleepy. Look, I know nothing about Animal Well still. I've managed to go unspoiled on whatever the fuck it is, and everyone seems to like it, so I have paid zero attention other than I should make time to play this, and I would like to go unspoiled on what Animal Well is until I get a chance to check it out, but we'll see.
It's Auntie. In the name
Come on,
of
give me flame on the regular attack. Really? Special again? Okay, fine. Specials inflict
getting warmer.
torch. Come on. Regular attack, have flame.
Let's begin.
Come on. keep forgetting I have this. Just...
Hideous thing.
Mr. Fishy, I'm not chasing the Dionysus Fist high. I've honestly been playing this mostly with the flames, the wands, doing magic casting. But I thought I'd try some of like the challenge levels where they give you specific weapons and you have to clear a specific level. Oh, Game and Isis! I've raided from here. Usually on a Friday night, I've raided over to Game and Isis before. Yeah, Janet Garcia is lovely. But yes, I haven't looked at anything Animal Well. I'm trying to get around to it, but we'll see. Damage to armor.
Now.
Yes, this week I have been chaotically organising things for the AA Summer Showcase, because that is it's coming worryingly close, and I have so much still to do. But I also got to finally talk about some of the secret projects I've been working on, like some of the indie ones. As well as doing like freelance accessibility stuff, I can now talk about the fact that I'm doing accessibility work with a company called EasySurf. Got to talk about, I'm going to be doing some accessibility stuff with them on a game called Cabernet soon, so that's pretty cool. Alright, Scorch-affected phones are slain, they damage nearby foes. Why wouldn't you just give me attack? Like regular attack, but fire. Is that really so hard to offer? I'm gonna keep taking the fire doors until they offer me just put fire on my attack. Oh no, I have water on my attack. That's why they're not offering it to me. Oh, did I start with water already on the attack? Okay, I'm just gonna reset this then, because that is... I was silly. I didn't realize what was going on. I didn't realize you sometimes start with moves already equipped. Do you? On these challenges? Let me... Okay, yeah, I already have stuff equipped, so... Yeah, Wave Strike. Okay, so I have water-affected attacks. That's what I was missing. That's why I was going like, why am I chasing this high of give me the fire stab? Okay, well, we'll try it again now I understand that this is how these challenges work. I hadn't previously twigged. Yeah, there's part of me that feels like this weapon should be scratching the Gilgamesh fist itch that I have from the first game. But the problem is very much that I don't have the multiple dashes. I can't play as aggressively as I did with the fist because I can't dash out. Okay. Sure. Specials inflict Scorch. Let's get mostly water boons, because I'm mostly going to be using my regular attack, and it would be good to supplement that abilities as best I can.
Onward.
Oh, I've seen the whiny internet nerds getting their knickers in a twist about, oh no, new Assassin's Creed in Japan has a Japanese woman and a black man as the two main characters, and that's the double whammy of black person and woman. That's a woke right there. Fucking pathetic. How horny is this game compared to the first one? Considerably more horny. Every character got a real horny glow up. Alright, let me have a look. We'll have at least 4 gain life. Okay. I have 5 now. Okay, so I'll take the extra water. Don't have enough money to make going to the shop worthwhile. Oh yeah, no, the amount of people trying to discredit the existence of this historic real person who was a black samurai and being like, no, technically he was this, he was that. It's like, This is the series where, like, people were running around 1400s Italy collecting magic apple amulets. With, like, you never cared about historical accuracy in Assassin's Creed before. Don't whine about it now. Okay, reduce the amount of damage I take. Like, was it Assassin's Creed Odyssey that had the main character fighting literal Egyptian gods? Like, I'm pretty sure that was a thing, like, literally just fighting Egyptian gods. But again, no, this is the step too far about believability. Yeah, Incompetent Hero, that's the one I was on about. I'm pretty sure you fight one of the Egyptian gods in Odyssey. My special, hold attack slice repeatedly. Okay, yeah, give up my my charge and just go stab, 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 stab. Let's simplify my scheme a bit. Here we go.
Until we meet again.
Slip applied to foes. That's pretty cool. Take the level up. Yeah, because, like, look, let's say that there was never a black samurai. Let's hypothetically say that that was never the case. Why the fuck would it matter if this game had invented a black samurai for you to play as? Like, cool, give me more perspectives. I've played a shit ton of games in, like, feudal Japan where I played as samurai before. Give me one where I get to play as a different kind of samurai who maybe has a different experience. Even if that was entirely fictional, I didn't play as Ezio Auditore for historical realism. Like, didn't one of these games make it that Leonardo da Vinci was a secret assassin or some shit? Let's level up the base attack one.
Strength of the gods.
Yeah, but we know that no one's forcing them to play that game. That's the thing. They want a thing to be able to pretend that they're the victims. It is there's a lot of similarity, and maybe I shouldn't say this. There's a lot of similarity between whiny gamer boys and TERFs, in that ultimately, like, the kind of gamer shitbags who are complaining about this black man samurai in Assassin's Creed, I think ultimately are doing it for the same reason that TERFs get angry at trans people. It's, I'm used to feeling oppressed, and no longer am I considered the most oppressed class around, or at least conversations about oppression have moved beyond me. I don't like that. I need to create an enemy that is oppressing me. And in one case, it's the woke video games coming to destroy my hobby, and in the other case, it's trans people coming to take away our poor women's rights. In both cases, it's groups imagining an enemy to be oppressed by, to not have to combat the suggestion that maybe they are the oppressor, not the oppressed, and that the tale they tell themselves about where they fit in that hierarchy is not correct. Terra says Laura is blue-haired and trans. She's an enemy to Gamer Boys and TERFs. I'm not gonna deny, but like, they're both mad about the same thing. They both have this narrative in their head that they are the oppressed, not the oppressor, and are willing to create an oppressor to ensure that that remains true to them.
This. Hear me on my authority.
It is the story behind a lot of kinds of oppression that you can point to. Is no, I'm not the attacker, I'm the attacked. It's Darvo tactics.
Getting warmer.
Okay, let's keep going. Oh, am I already to the boss?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, we're already there. We're already there. God damn. Okay. Screw it. Sorry, I've got a shit ton of emails coming through because The Verge wrote about the Accessibility Summer Showcase, which is great. There's like a billion websites that scrape The Verge and repost their articles as if they wrote them, which means that I'm just getting inundated with pingbacks. Okay, can I beat this lot with no death defiances and this set of boons?
You got something to say, lady?
Okay, can I win this with just sprint attacks? Is this a viable strategy? I've not really tried to win this way before. Okay. Okay, no, I don't have more stab dashes in the... Okay. Okay, I'm not doing terribly. I'm not doing terribly. Okay, let's... Oh, come on. Oh, hey, Sightless Combat. Welcome, Raiders. Hi, I'm Laura. I go by Laura K. Buzz on the internet. I am a disabled variety streamer here on Twitch, and we are currently doing some Hades 2, because I'm too sleepy to play anything new that I don't already know, so that's where we're at. We're doing some challenge runs where I have a specific loadout that I don't have much control over, and I see if I can beat a level with them. Yeah, the wave dash does a lot of damage if I have the magic to pay for it. I have like half my health left right now. I'm gonna focus on taking out the drummer probably if we can, because they're typically the easiest to get a good takedown on. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, 2 of them down. It's just the main sister to go. Haha. Oh, have a great stream. Have a good rest of your day. Fuck it. Let's just go aggressive. Okay, she's about to summon all of the little aggressive ones. The dash is probably my best bet for this. Okay, let's take a second. Yeah, all the little fish are gonna summon in. Do my best to take out the fish summons and then check when I run out of magic, 'cause this is where I need to start. Haha! Right. That was not that bad. We did okay there.
Practicing.
Trial completed. Look at me go.
Turn to shadow now.
I have some more cinnamon.
Trial done. Where'd you come from?
Okay, I'm gonna stick with the challenges
Smells
for
delicious.
now.
Power to create.
I'm gonna force myself to run with some builds that I don't usually run with for a bit, I think. Can I give the cat more treats here, or do I have to be, like, in a level to give the cat treats? Can I give you treats? Not here.
I'm most appreciative of your generosity. Would that I had more to give you in return besides the wisdom of my vast experience.
Please, sir, that is more than enough. Your disciples and I are fortunate to study on.
So are you gonna earn the gifts of the Veil over there? Or squander your chance to get some of that eternal glory?
Eternal glory. If such a thing may come to those who manage to achieve extraordinary feats, so be it. But to chase glory as a goal unto itself, that can't be right. At least, it's never been our way.
But our ways can change, wouldn't you say? We mustn't become mired in the olden ways of doing things. Do it.
I'll think about it. Abyssal visions.
Okay. I'm really not very good with the axe yet. You know what, let's do the one that I'm pretty good at. Oh. It's the aspect of Moros. I'm not good at... okay. Let's push the boat out. Let's try and use the axe. And we're starting with the Lion Fang. What does the Lion Fang do? Is that Heracles' equipment?
Something's happened.
This is a trial of strength, so please use it with care.
Okay. Deal 30% bonus damage, but lose 5% of this after every encounter. Rapidly restore magic, but you have 20% less health. Let's do more in a larger area. Frog. Recovery speed up. Hold attack to strike 30% faster, but... You're more damage until you take damage. Attack has a chance to hit twice. Okay, let's go for this.
Oh, that is Zorifet the Moonstone axe, alright. Though not expected ever to lay eyes on it. Some mortals
Gecko Gamer, I do like trains.
Let's give them something to believe in.
I speedrun Train Simulator sometimes, and I got married on a train. If I move my head, you can see back there the headrest from the carriage where me and my wife got married on a train. It was lovely. Okay, briefly impervious would be great. If you take damage during your attacks, they're stronger. 12 seconds of imperviousness. Let's... That gives me 12 seconds to, like, demolish a fight. Ooh. Oh, this is satisfying. Incompetent Hero said, I noticed there's a lot of comments on today's accessibility episode. Seems like many people agree that the spoiler issue is a problem. Interesting. I hadn't looked at comments yet. I'm gonna be honest, I was dreading looking at comments for this one. Oh, yeah, there's a surprising number of comments. Just having a look quickly. Oh, I'm glad that... Yeah. Okay, there's at least one slightly whiny comment, but most of the comments are pretty good. I was pretty sure, like, hey, look, I'm talking about a game that is about challenging combat and about wanting a certain functionality that Dark Souls people always get whiny if you say that their games should maybe have. I really expected more whiny shitbags in the comments than we got. So, hey, Cyborg Girl. I played a little bit of this game, not enough to get to Chronos, of course, because I'm bad at video games, but I did play enough to take a bath with a large woman. Hell yeah! This game supports good hot lady baths. Oh, I like whatever this hammer build has become.
I draw you down, O Moon.
Seeing the potential of it, I never enjoy the axe at the start of a run, but jumping straight to this point, I kind of want to play more with the axe. Okay, health. Give me the health hex. Oh, Incompetent Hero, yeah, for sure. That particular fight is the most difficult to see what you're doing. It is the least well contrasted, for sure.
In the name of Hades.
Cyborg Girl says, Laura, as a moon goddess yourself, how do you feel about Celine's depiction in this game? The very first conversation that Melinoe has with Celine, look, I'm sure this isn't what the developers meant, but here's what I heard in the very first line of dialogue between the two was, Melinoe, our cycles have synced up. And I'm like, if that's not like a real lesbian opening line, I don't know what is. I approve that. It's a little bit forward, but I respect walking up to someone for the very first time and going, our cycles have synced. It's a power move. I'm here for it. Even more damaging to armor, perfectly. Perfect, as if I needed to be stronger. What? Yeah, what is... Oh, and I can hold it down. Oh, this is power fantasy. I'm just melting things. Oh, I love this. Exactly. You get it, Cyborg Girl. Constantly talking about the secret sisterhood you're both a member of. Exactly. Having secret clandestine meetings under the cover of moonlight. The moon is for lesbians, and Celine captures that pretty well, I think. I'm sorry, heterosexuals, you cannot have her. The moon is ours. Apparently, according to historian, Celine is androgynous and intersex. Hell yeah. Team androgynous intersex. Lover of women. This is... I can get behind this.
Never was particularly close with your father.
Okay. Sprint is faster. Okay, I have about 200... no, we'll go this way.
Let's begin.
Okay, I took that mini-boss down in 2 hits. Game, I know you want to kick me back to the start when I complete this challenge at the end of this one area. Can I just, like, do a whole run with this build, please? It's beautiful. Cyborg Girl, look, I can take no responsibility for this. This is a challenge run where they gave me this set of boons to start, and I don't know what this set of boons is doing. but it's melting things. And I want to understand this build because I would love to do this myself. I have 12 seconds of invincibility at the start of every encounter to just do this. Chris Deviant says, I bought Hades 1 like a year before it launched, had mixed feelings. This one, should I buy now? This one is in considerably more of a finished state than Hades 1 was in early access. I would argue there is more content variety and the amount and variety of content in early access is greater than Hades 1 when it was finished. There is already about twice as many places to go. It feels much closer to being done, and I would say this is a much easier recommend in early access. Right. Sure, level up something of mine. My attacks do even bigger range. Hermes, make me faster as I obliterate. Enemies, come to me.
It's no use.
I want to get good at the hammer now.
All I can get from him are work orders. Bring me more.
Okay. 10% chance to dodge any attack. 10% faster attacks. Oh. 10% chance to dodge any attack. I don't need to be attacking faster than this. This is already pretty fast.
Splinter apart.
Oh, and I still have the healing hex in my pocket. More health. Come on, fight me, where are you? Ooh, 2 more boons. We can't be that far from the boss now, I imagine. Who do I piss off today? I don't know what happens when I
Real spring in your step if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I'm 50 hours into early access, and I'm only now starting the challenge content.
Let's get them.
Darksteel, thank you very much for the 18 months of sub. Have you heard of Mad Mullet Jack? No. Looks kind of interesting. Is it a game, I assume? Oh, is this the one I saw a clip of the other day? It might be. Oh yeah, I saw footage of this the other day. It looks stylish as all hell. I don't know the genre, like, I don't... Is it one of those music rhythm shooters? Is it one of those, like, I forget the names of any of them now. You know the ones. It's a first-person shooter, but it's not a rhythm game. Okay. I saw a trailer, and it seemed like it was doing a lot of stuff to the beat, at least in how the trailer was cut, and I'm like, is this one where I have to have rhythm? It's a fast-person shooter. Okay. I'm not good at fast-person shooters. I don't have the reaction speed for games that want me to go at that kind of speed. I will watch the hell out of some playthroughs of it, and, like, you know, I will watch the hell out of speedruns of it and shit like that. Yes. I don't know what happens when I piss off Hephaestus. I don't know what Hephaestus is.
Let's take it easy
You
now.
picked the other boon stuff looks like. Oh, that's a pretty dodgeable circle.
Can't right now.
It feels like it would be one of those games like my friend Pedro, was it called? Where I'm like, I will have so much more fun of watching someone play this than I will playing it myself. Same for like Ghost Runner. I don't care for Super Hot personally, but this looks more my speed potentially. Oh, is this from the Super Hot people? You didn't tell me it was the Super Hot people. It's not usually my genre, but for the Super Hot people, I might give it a try, because I think Super Hot is a fucking masterpiece.
My silver.
I mean, look, Super Hot is my kind of first person shooty game, because I can take my sweet fucking time with it, and that's great for access.
In the name of Hades.
Oh, okay. You weren't trying to imply that. Didn't care for it's a rich shooter. Okay, the way I read that, I thought you were saying it was by them. I don't know what I was supposed to understand from you bringing up Super Hot, but not that apparently. Let's get some armor, and I can't be
The
knocked
Smith
away.
God's power.
Okay, how many hits am I gonna have to do to melt this boss? Do you think she's gonna survive 3 hits?
The altar in our training grounds is for your benefit, yet you would face me whilst ignoring the Arcana.
Merely a bit of deception with which to take you off your guard.
No,
Hades.
the challenges don't let me take the Arcana in. That's why I'm doing it, not to deceive
I
you.
think not.
2. Okay, 2 hits to get her shield up.
Join me, sisters.
I will have to defeat her little summons before I can go back to her. Okay. 3. Okay, a 3rd hit got us to this phase. Oh. Okay, she's gonna be under 5 hits. Still looks like a cool game. I will probably watch footage of people playing it.
I think not.
Okay, so the boss has taken 3 hits so far. Oh, I haven't defeated that one. 4, 5 hits. Do you still gift the gods to increase friendship? Yes, there is. Is there a fishing equivalent for resources? Yeah, so there's fishing, digging up seeds, mining for minerals, collecting ghosts. How are the accessibility settings currently? So, God mode is back. It is the setting that starts off with you taking 20% less damage from enemies. Each time you die, it goes up by 2%, up to an 80% damage reduction. There is aim assist, which is super useful. The main things, you can remap your buttons, turn off damage numbers. There is a specific accessibility menu. There is subtitles for music, which is really good. Auto fire, mono sound. You can reduce screen shake, make your cursor brighter on screen. There is 2 things that are accessibility barriers, I would say, right now. If you are arachnophobic, the first area has a spider NPC. And there is another, more spoilery accessibility issue to talk about. If you want to know about that, if you don't mind spoilers and want to know about the other accessibility issue I have with this game that's a little spoilery, I literally posted a video on YouTube today talking in some depth about a design choice this game makes that I understand why they did it, and I don't think it's malicious, but I do think it poses an accessibility barrier. Color options, there's not really much. What have we got? Display, graphics quality. No, it's really only brightness on the visual settings.
Stronger.
I mean, look, Cyborg Girl, agree to disagree. As someone... As an incredibly common phobia, I think that it is fair to go, hey, look, I'm not saying you can't have Spider in-game, but can you have a way for me to not see Spider in-game? And I'm like, there are ways to do that pretty simply that I think are worth being a reasonable accommodation for people with, like, phobias. As someone with a pretty fucking debilitating phobia of dogs, it's not one that impacts me in depictions in media, but it's also something where I'm like, I've had enough like full-blown panic attacks around dogs that I'm not going to blame anyone who has a similar issue. But I know that's not one we agree on. That's fair.
Return to Shadow now.
Cyborg Girl says, I don't think devs should be obligated to disinclude spiders just because some people don't like them. So I think there's two things. First of all, I think you're reading into something that I'm not saying. I agree. I don't think devs are obligated to disinclude spiders. Like, I don't think devs are obligated to do anything in that regard. I think that, like, that is a decision they can make. But I think, like, my view is more nuanced than that. It is, you are not obligated not to have a spider in your game. But also, if you have a spider in your game, I think it's fair to point out, like, hey, some people have some, like, it's a real fucking common thing that people have problems with spiders. Is that a thing you're aware of, and is there anything that you can do to help? And if they say, no, we don't want to, or they ignore it, it's like, okay, cool, that game's not for them. I'm not going to say that they are obligated to do anything. And I also, like, I disagree in as much as someone with a phobia, I don't think it's just... I think it's dismissive to say just because some people don't like them. There is a difference between I don't like spiders and I have a phobia that causes me to have, like, a physiological reaction to certain shit. Like, again, I'm not interested particularly in having that as a back and forth argument. I think that they are well within their right to have a spider in the game. I also know people who deeply struggle with games with spiders in them, and I want them to be able to play a game they were excited about. And I think both of those can, like, coexist as issues. I think both of those can be simultaneously things that I believe.
Another prophecy.
Your innate strength is
Covered.
Yeah, Incompetent Hero, I kind of agree with you, in as much as catering to everyone is impossible, but common considerations could be more standard. I think, like, how do I put this? Misophonia is an interesting example. I would put similarly to common phobia categories, in that if someone has, like, just a deep built-in fear response to seeing a spider, that is, to me, not that different from someone who, because of the way their brain is wired, has a deep-rooted anger response to certain sounds. That's what misophonia is. Certain sounds trigger the anger center in the brain in a way that doesn't seem rational. Both of them are, like, that is a common, harmless bit of sensory input that we know sometimes causes people to have an seemingly outsized emotional response. And I think it's great that developers are being aware of some of the more common forms of this and going, maybe we could do stuff to help. And again, look, I think if there's gonna be a game that's not gonna have accommodations for arachnophobia, this has at least gone fairly the right way in that the close-up depiction is fairly anthropomorphized and characterized. Like, I think it's gonna be a lot more manageable than a lot of depictions of spiders for a lot of people, but also I think it's... I know people personally who love the first game and can't play the second, and I think it's worth talking about them. Cyborg Girl, again, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. As you say, spiders are just creatures we share the planet with, and the sound of chewing crisps is just a sound that exists on the planet. Doesn't change the fact that my mother has, like a violent anger response to that sound that she has to live with. Sometimes the brain is wired in a way where a bit of sensory makes go... oh no, I'm having a fight or flight response to a bit of harmless sensory input. Be that seeing a spider or hearing the sound of a paint splodge. I'm like, we can't help the way we're wired, and sometimes we need accommodations for that. Cyborg Girl, I think there's a difference between, like... Again... I have a phobia of dogs. I'm not going around murdering dogs because I have a phobia of them. Not everyone who is arachnophobic is going to necessarily murder spiders. I think if you have a problem with someone arachnophobic going and murdering a spider, I think that is a separate conversation too. Phobias exist, and sometimes it's great to, like, at the very least, give someone a heads up that, you know, certain common phobia triggers are coming up and give people a way to work around them. Like, I think it's entirely... I think that we can have a separate conversation without invalidating the idea that phobias are real and real fucking difficult to experience sometimes.
Infinite possibilities.
Anyway, aspect of Milanoe.
What happened to me?
I think this trial may be far too difficult for you.
I'm a bit embarrassed to admit that I'm the god of prophecy among everything else. I ought to have seen this Titan business coming. But I did.
Oh.
Next.
Missy?
I don't know if I've ever talked in detail about my phobia of dogs. I don't know if I've ever talked about that on stream. It's a thing. I have a hell of a fucking story about fighting dogs. I know exactly the event that caused me to have a phobia of dogs, and I know it's irrational, but I cannot disengage myself from the event that caused it. It's just one of those. You know, with therapy it's manageable, but it is what it is. Yeah, honestly, I think the art in this does look great. I think it is a subtle step forward art-wise from the first. doesn't reinvent the wheel, but I don't think it needs to. I think it does all it needs to here.
Aid me.
I need to be paying more attention. I'm taking way too much damage.
Right.
Terra... not. Okay, yeah, fuck it. Let's talk about my phobia of dogs. How old would I have been? I'd have been like 7. My one of my sets of grandparents lived in Spain, like 3 hours drive up into the rural mountains kind of Spain. And they kind of turned their home into a really shitty dog sanctuary. When I say that, I mean that they picked up any stray dog they happened to happen upon in the mountain and did not train them well. Each of the dogs lived in a specific room in their house, and if dogs from one room got into a different room, they would attack each other. It was very much you cannot risk letting a dog get from one room to a different room. And that's, generally scary enough as a 7-year-old to hear that, like, these are angry dogs that could get violent in the wrong situation. But where it actually becomes a problem is, we're one day we've gone for a drive somewhere up in the mountain, and we end up finding this lost abandoned kitten on the side of the road and end up taking it back with us, and my sister is holding onto this little kitten, and one of the dogs gets out of the room it's supposed to be in and jumps up and mauls the kitten as my sister is holding it. So my, like, maybe 4-year-old sister at the time is very quickly covered in a lot of blood as a kitten is no longer alive and a dog is very angrily barking and snapping. And that... I know that that's not every dog, but I know that any dog on a bad day that had the wrong moment is physically capable of doing what that dog did, and the target might not have just been a kitten. And I know logically that that's not going to be every dog, and I understand that. Doesn't change the fact that I have, like, real fucking deep-rooted fight or flight responses around dogs I do not know that do not seem to be well trained. And, like, here's how you know that, like, I've put the work in on this phobia. Absolutely zero problem with guide dogs. I spent the 2 days of GA Conf recently in London with the lovely Amy Kavanagh and her guide dog, and had zero problem, because I know that a well-behaved guide dog, I know has been trained, like, incredibly well. You can tell when a dog has been, like, guide dog level trained, that, like, they are there to do a job, and they know they're there to do a job, and I can trust that dynamic. That, to me, gets me out of that phobia space. But a dog I do not know, even a dog I know well, but that they're allowed little accommodations of things they're not really supposed to do, but their owners let them do them anyway, my brain goes, what if it decides to bite my face? And my face ends up looking like my sister holding that no longer alive kitten. And I know that's an irrational phobia, but it is a phobia I have, and it's a phobia I live with, and, I sometimes find scenes of anger-aggressive dogs in media quite difficult. And I know that I am safe, and I know that I'm fine, but it's a thing where I sometimes have to psych myself up for media that's going to touch on that, and it's not the fault of dogs as a species, and it's not a thing I'm going to ask developers to, or, like, people creating media to not put dogs in media. But also, I know if there's a game where I'm routinely going to interact with a dog in a setting that is reminding me of that event, it's gonna be rough. And, it is what it is. So yeah, anyway, there's my dog story. 40% damage and also strikes sideways.
The Master Craftsman's gift.
Oh, it's this. This way. Oh, I see. That's what I meant. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't talk about it a lot as a phobia. And the reason I don't talk about that phobia a lot on the internet is
I can do this.
very much born of an era where I was getting like pretty intense harassment on the internet from people like, this is the era where like people trying to dox me and shit. And I was very aware of any like fear, like deep fear I have of a thing. Expressing that on the internet was only going to tempt people of that era to like try and find a way to use that fear against me, and I didn't want to invite a world where like someone deliberately comes to an event I'm going to be speaking at, brings their dog, and deliberately gets their dog up and close at me, trying to provoke a reaction, shit like that.
This again.
Died. Okay. We'll try a different one.
I understand reality can be quite difficult to bear.
Oh, I hate root stalkers.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorting a thing quickly for the AA showcase. Cool. Today I am right in the midst of trying to get all the Accessibility Summer Showcase stuff ready. We've got at least one really cool aspect of it this year that I wanted to do last year and just couldn't pull off. And some of you will probably be able to work out what I'm hinting at, but speaking generally, there will be one place where you can find all of the games from the showcase in one place together, in a really convenient place to just be able to navigate between all of the games from the showcase. And, you know, maybe if there were like demos, or you wanted to buy one that was out now, or wanted to pre-order one, you could do all of that in one place. Managed to make that happen this year, which is cool, but is requiring a lot of work to get done. So I'm having to do lots of emails I didn't have to do last year to facilitate making that happen. Okay, I've not really done a lot with the skull. Let's try that with the skull this time.
Beginning assignment.
Okay, what do I start with this time? Reduce damage I take. Restore health to 100 if I stay above 50. Lightning strikes if I get hit. Days after you take damage. Okay, a bunch of effects happen if I take damage. Interesting.
Something about this night feels very odd, and in my experience, such premonitions are never to be ignored.
Okay.
Perhaps the strange forces at work are merely due to your invocations. Just do be careful, girl.
Right, one more bit of Summer Showcase thing I've got to sort quickly. My apologies while I finish sorting this quickly. Oh. Right, let's go. Specials do pitch, why not? Keep forgetting how the skull works. It's sort of like a shotgun I have to pick the shells back up for. Okay. Have I tried Pokerogue, Incompetent Hero says. I know you're more into the collection side, but I've been having a ton of fun approaching Pokemon battles as a roguelike with stacking items and some new mechanics. I've heard very positive things about Pokerogue. I haven't given it a try just because it's the run-up to the Summer Showcase, and I'm, like, buried in work-critical projects. It's on my list for when I have some downtime, but I'm in the midst of the chaos. I don't imagine they will do Xbox early access for this. I think it'll probably come to console when it comes out of early access. That was the model they did for Hades 1. I imagine they'll do the same here.
Revol's empty. That was good.
Mr. L, I really wouldn't be surprised if this came to Switch successor around its launch period. Depending on, like, indie dev access to development kits, I think it would be a really smart move. Cool, hooray, I am done. Done sat trying to organise my AA showcase things. Hold on, let's go get the hammer first. Mr. L says, I would think if any indie could get a dev kit, they could. Nintendo did help them put out a physical version. Look, there's a few indies I think could get dev hardware. It purely depends on how paranoid Nintendo is being about leaks prior to release. But
Shades, I release you.
okay, this one's not bad actually. I underestimated it. It's all right. I imagine, like, if it does come to Switch successor, I imagine it will come to the regular Switch as well. Incompetent Hero, officially no one has said they're blacklisted in any capacity. The closest we've had to, like, any official word on any particular company getting Switch successor hardware is Square Enix, in their recent financial earnings briefing, did some weird wording that seems to imply that they're making stuff for the Switch successor. Rather than, you know, they were like Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo consoles. Rather than just naming the Switch, which seems to imply they expect within the next year to be working on Switch successor software, which isn't surprising, but it's...
The skull gleams anew.
That's the closest we have to, like, an official statement from any company, one way or another, as to what level of involvement they've got.
Lord Uncle.
Axe do blitz. Come on, get me chain lightning on my regular attacks. That would go beautifully.
The barrier's weakening.
Yes, it's never subtle when a company's like, hardware from company. It's like, we know what you mean. Well, we get it. We get that you're not allowed to get into specifics.
No shells. Last one.
This challenge run system is doing a really good job of making me see why I should switch to other weapons. The value in them. I've really been underestimating other weapons until being given, here's what a good build of this weapon can feel like. It's only like 3 weeks until Summer Games Fest season happens, which means it's less than 3 weeks before we all get to start going, where's Silk Song again? Which of the showcases is gonna get Silk Song? It's closer than you think, the Silk Song question.
The room's empty.
Picked up the scent of a few stragglers I'll take care of after the...
Okay.
Very well.
Alan Hasley, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Thank you very much for sneaking into Bezos' home and going, hey, look, Nintendo dropped off a Switch 2 just for you. It's over there. And while he's distracted, stealing some pennies from his house and sliding them over the table to me. So thank you. Maybe it shows up in my show. People have been joking about this. I will say, Hollow Knight Silksong is not getting its release date revealed in the Accessibility Summer Showcase. But that is also what I would say if I had somehow managed to grab the scoop of a fucking lifetime and get Hollow Knight Silksong exclusively in the Accessibility Summer Showcase. If I had managed that, I would deny that I had done it, so who knows? Like, I'm telling you, it's not happening. Don't get your hopes up. But then again, I would say that.
The pylons are nearby.
Tee-hee. Aren't I a stinker?
No shells.
Oh, where are my... There's my skulls.
Out of shells. One less pylon.
Did I get up on you?
10% chance to dodge damage. Great. Honestly, there's some good there's some good fucking indies happening this year. There's some very interesting small games this year that I am very excited for people to get onto their radar.
You wretches.
Not saying I'll be pointing you towards any of them, but maybe I will. You know, maybe you'll find some cool, real small 1 or 2 person dev team size games you might not be thinking about. You might know about soon. Oh, where's these enemies? Where are they? Who needs killing?
Need shells. This is for you. I bid you shine for me again tonight.
You now possess the Argent Skull Revolve, an everlasting reminder that death and fear ought always to be allies in our cause. Woe unto whoever meets her gaze. Please make your choice.
Make me invincible briefly.
Time to go.
Oh, why am I so sniffly today? Yeah.
Yes, I accept this message.
Celine is so beautiful, Diamond Teseo. 10 seconds of stronger.
That time already.
If you care so much about your sheep, why keep putting them in harm's way? Not to mention eating them.
Terra, I really enjoyed that Shard Point Dice Funk one-shot. For anyone who's not listened to it, there was an episode of Dice Funk that was a one-shot where I was playing a Warlock patron. So, not playing a Warlock, but I was playing the god that the Warlock worshipped in this school setting, and I was the warlock god of random chance for this wild magic warlock. And basically, I was just fucking loot boxing this warlock, trying to get them to do their dailies for the chances at like higher drop rates for good spells to come out when they do their wild magic. And the more prayers they would do to me as their warlock deity, the higher the chances of like a super special gold rarity ability coming out when they did wild magic. Because this was like a silly campaign where like we were going shopping for gifts for our warlocks to reward them for, you know, such good service to us. But it was very fun to be the god of I am just psychologically manipulating this warlock into devotion through manipulative gaming practices. I was evil and it was fun. Ooh, cancel the gates, hey! Yeah, the surface is interesting. It might be my favourite area so far of Hades 2. It's got some very unique ideas. This is the fight you get wool from, yes? Phew.
For me.
This Cyclops is a shepherd, you can get wool from him. Except now I'm doing challenge trials, which is why I didn't get wool. Yeah, no, my god was entirely devoted to... Sorry for the sneezing. Capitalizing on FOMO and compulsive gambling behaviors to squeeze as much love and devotion out of that warlock as possible. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know how long the stream's going to be able to go for today. I'm just too sniffly to be reasonable.
Fresh from the pot. Our cauldron. Power to create.
Hey, Penguin Raiders! Hey, Izzy! How's everyone doing today? I'm sniffly, but I'm otherwise alright. Oh, I need a remote to do my gardening.
You're ready.
Chew! Oh, gosh. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Oh, this game's hot spring mechanic is wonderful. Who have I not taken to the hot springs yet? I was gonna look for Skelly. Skelly would be fun to bring to the hot springs. Chew.
Yeah?
Can I take Eris to the hot springs, maybe?
Can't just have it out with me in the middle of your little crossroads.
Can't do anything about it here, but might run into you out there, snooping around, and then you won't get any special treatment.
Nemesis, how could you be so cruel? You're my sister! We don't have to fight. And besides, what makes you think you'd ever catch me? You're too slow.
We'll see.
Let me...
You'll see.
I give you gifts. Probably not, because they're having a conversation, so I can't just pick one of them. Come on, be back, Skelly. I want to take Skelly on a hot spring date. Fine, I'll do one more challenge.
I can do this.
Okay, let's do another one with the hammer. Let's see... Oh, the axe. Let's see what the axe is like this time.
Only temporary.
We have a strong connection to the moon. Show it to me.
Okay. Channel my special faster. Hold cast to aim where it will appear. Okay, lots of things to make my cast better. Okay, very big cast. And that charges really fast. Okay.
I sense that some...
And let's start with... Let's get some healing. Oh, things melt in that cast. Is this I just throw out the big cast and that's how I win? I need to look at this build again. What is causing the massive electricity when the cast drops? Oh, that's a fascinating. I was within a struck by lightning. Oh, it's just lightning lance, but it's an epic tier 1. Okay.
My, isn't that the glimmer of a golden apple on you, love?
Okay. Also drag foes in and create weak. Let's just put as many things on. Oh, Council of Geeks. The torches are the only weapon I've had successful runs with. The torches are my favorite weapon. I've been doing very silly runs with the torches. They are my most reliable weapon right now. Duo boons are still a thing, yes. I've had some very fun ones. There's a good one that's fire and water based and it creates steam that does a bunch of passive damage. Let's power this up. Yeah, my method has basically been put fire on the regular attack on the torches, put water and electricity on my build so that I can try and get the duo boons, particularly like the water one that creates little water orbs that restore your MP, and the electricity one that causes chain lightning. And then basically hold down the regular attack button, so I'm just firing off automated fireballs from a distance that cause fire, which causes damage over time, also arcs lightning, and I'm picking up the water orbs to keep my magic flowing. And that's been like the basis of my most reliable builds.
The Path of Stars. Okay, I've got 5 points to spend. Yeah, Scorch has been the equivalent of, like, I used to really like, Dionysus' Poison in the first one. Scorch is the closest I've come to that, where I can, like, stack damage safely, like, get my little hits in, and just let the effect do the damage. Have I hit the other final boss? I've hit the boss in both directions. I've gone as far as I can in either direction in this game, in the early access currently. Let's see, sorry, my extra stores health, extra stores magic, use it an extra time, heal more. The path across the sky.
On to the next phase.
Let's get more electricity. If I can get, like, chain lightning, or even just lightning on my main attack, that would really help. Oh, enjoy your pizza. Have a good one.
Got you.
Oh, Incompetent Hero, if it's... Okay.
Such is your splendor that I near mistook you for beauteous...
It's going to be another one on the up route. Right now, my understanding is there's 4 areas going down and kind of 2 going up. there's at least one very obvious place that you would continue going up, and that could be one or two areas in and of itself.
No getting used to that.
But yes, up is definitely where they have expansion to do mechanically. No, right now... it's 4 and 2, kind of. The second one is like, it's big and varied, but... Ah, there we go. Yeah, I might have miscounted, but I think it's 4 and 2 right now. Yeah, right now, down feels more like Hades 1 does. Up feels more weird and experimental, in my opinion.
The Path of Stars.
Into the dark.
Lord Charon? The Nocturnal Arms entrusted me with other aspects of themselves, including this one that I think was yours, my lord. Did you relinquish the Moonstone Axe, knowing I was to be its next bearer? I'll bear it to the best of my ability. Denied.
Oh, I really like... Both of these axe runs have been really fun. I'm getting sold on the axe.
Good.
If it's anything like Hades 1, this is probably someone from the studio voice acting again. Most of the voice acting in the first was people from within the studio, is my understanding. I might be wrong about that, I believe that is the case. Oh, I keep forgetting Beyblade Spin is a move I can do with this. Makes me impervious.
One with Selene.
I've never tried 100% maxing out a Hex before. I should probably try that. Find out what happens if there is anything special for I completely did a Hex. How many more points do I need to... Does this game still do the fairly unique spots of colours randomly dotted around visual style thing? I don't know. I can't picture... Yay, Aphantasia. Can't picture what you're talking about from the first one in order to say whether it's here or not. Apologies that I can't help answer that.
Mustn't keep her waiting.
Well, well. 'Tis not the typical slim figure of the Moonstone Axe. Ah, the aspect of Charon. He has since taken up the simple orb.
Lord Charon used to wield such a thing. I scarce imagine him heaving this around.
Perhaps he did.
Crossed flames burn.
spin takes way too long to get charging. Make it actually viable.
What's wrong, Melina?
Hey, our Odyssey. Run. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be like my last run of tonight, just because I am too sniffly to keep going. I apologize, mild exhaustion-based sniffly illness. Just means I think I'm best having a rest. I think any update changes, I think they're largely for the better, even if I think they're cowards for giving up on the you only take one weapon on one piece of equipment on a run thing.
A gift.
I think, like, speeding up the dash, I think, is sensible. A lot of the changes, I think, are sensible. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I liked
Turn to shadow now.
having to pick which bit of equipment you took on a run.
Trial finished.
I mean, Incompetent Hero, does your bar person, like, know you well enough to know which beer you always drink? To know not to offer it to you unless it's the beer you like?
Power to create.
Right, I'm gonna go get some rest, because I am sniffly. I'm sniffly and I could do with some rest. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly shorter than usual stream. Apologies again for not streaming Wednesday this week. This week has been busy work chaos. It has been a lot, but we got the office working enough that I could stream again. So thank you so much everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna go rest. See you all soon. Bye.